Hey guys, this is going to be a review of City of Glass by Cassandra Clare, which is the third Mortal Instruments book. I don't have it to show you because I left it at home. I read it there over Christmas break and I was going to bring it to school with me, partly because I knew I was going to be filming this review, partly because I just wanted to bring it. But I brought back a ton of books that I haven't read yet, and my suitcase is basically full, and I figured I probably shouldn't bring another book, so I don't have it right now. So I am kind of in love with this book. I definitely think it was my favorite of the series so far. It was the first one that I gave 5 out of 5 stars to on Goodreads. I gave the first 2 books 4 out of 5 stars, I think, but this one I just had to give it 5 out of 5 stars. That never really happens to me. Typically, I always give the first book of a series 5 out of 5 stars if I'm going to give any of them 5 out of 5 stars. And then, like, I don't know, like, typically my favorite book of a series tends to be the last one, but the ones kind of this far in the middle, as the third book is, are typically some of my least favorite. But I was in love with this book, and like I said, I liked the first 2, and I mean, they made me a Mortal Instruments fan, definitely, and I really wanted the third book and everything, but this one just took it to a whole nother level for me. I don't even know, for some reason, I think it's because it's the third book and I've gotten really attached to the characters now. I was pretty much attached to the characters from the first book. I'm pretty sure in my past 2 reviews I've said in both of them that I think Cassandra Clare's biggest strength as a writer is characters, just because I think she does an amazing job with characterization and making interesting characters and everything. Okay, my camera just died and I had to change the batteries, and I'm not entirely sure what exactly I was saying when I got cut off, but I know I was talking about how much I love the characters. I just really, they're definitely my favorite part of the entire series, is definitely the characters. I really think that that's like the best part of the story, and by the third book I've managed to get so attached to them that I'm extremely invested in what happens to them, and I think that was a huge point of why this book was so good for me in comparison to the other books, just because, for one, the stakes were definitely raised a bit, because it's kind of a big, really kind of intense and actiony book in comparison to the other 2. Not that the other 2 weren't, but I don't want to get into spoilers right now, but with everything that happens, the characters are in a bit more danger than, or at least you feel like they're in more danger than you did in the first 2, at least as far as I was concerned, which made it a bit more on the edge of your seat, and I just love this book. Now on to some things that are kind of spoilery, so you don't want to watch this if you haven't read the book yet. But this book, we finally find out that Clary and Jace aren't actually siblings, and I haven't talked about this in my other 2 reviews because I don't think I talked about anything that was spoilery in the other reviews, but I just have to at this point, so we're having a section of the video that has spoilers. I knew that the whole sibling storyline was going to be in the book beforehand because of Tumblr and probably other places too. I've been hearing about these books for years, and I knew several things, and that was definitely one of them, so I was perfectly aware that was going to be a storyline and that they weren't actually siblings, which I definitely think is a good thing, because if I had actually thought that they were siblings, I probably would have been extremely put off and not more hesitant about liking the books, because it would just have been really weird to me. As it was still kind of weird, but since I knew that they weren't actually siblings, I was better able to take them being in love with each other. And I'm very happy though that we finally reached the point where they are aware that they are not siblings, and that is all past, and I look forward to seeing what happens with them in the future books, since they are now aware that they can actually be together. And Clary's mom woke up in this book, and that was awesome since she hasn't really been in the series since the beginning, and it was interesting seeing Clary's reaction once she had her mom back. I definitely think that was extremely realistic, wanting to get your mom back and then getting really angry once you are faced with her because she was hiding everything from you. and it'll be interesting to see what role she plays in the future books. And Valentine is dead now, and so it'll be interesting to see what happens from there in the future books. And I'd have to mention Magnus and Alec, because Magnus is my favorite character, most definitely, and I love them both very much, and that was definitely a wonderful part of the book for me, because I really enjoy both of them as characters. I really enjoy them as a couple. Like I said, Magnus is my favorite character, so yeah, definitely I don't really have anything specific to say about them. I just had to mention them somehow. I think that is it for my review. I do have City of Fallen Angels with me at school. It's the only one that I own, so I don't have the 5th one. But I'm reading Wicked at the moment. Then I'm thinking after that I'm going to read a book on my Kindle, and because I typically go back and forth between an actual book and a Kindle, and then I will finally get to this one. But it's killing me having to wait, because I really, really, really want to read it and see what happens next. Hopefully it won't take that long, but since classes just started, who knows how busy I'm going to be with homework. I haven't really been able to do much reading so far, but we'll see. But I think that's all, and I will see you guys later. Bye.